it's Alec Wonder here. Just wanted to touch bases real quick and make another video. Kind of seems like I'm always at a car wash when I do this, but just so happens that I don't have the kids right now, so it's easy to make that video and just kind of go through it. Sorry if you hear the background music or not, but it's, I think, typo negative, like way back. So throwback, I guess, Friday, a little bit a day late. But no, what I was wanting to go over is, you know, that parental responsibility piece. It's a huge deal. I don't think people out there get it. You know, I hear it all the time about, you know, people griping about what the ex is doing, or the ex griping about what they don't agree with that the primary custodian is doing. But fact is, at some point, the two of you decided to have a child. And no, I don't say that lightly. You decided to have a child when you decided it was going to be born. Whether, you know, that child was conceived by accident or on purpose, doesn't matter. You made the choice to move forward and to accept that responsibility. So I find it just insane that we have to take it to court, you know, tell the other person that there's some kind of a judge or anything else that needs to get involved just to tell people how to be decent parents. You know, you have responsibilities, you need to take care of that child. And it doesn't matter if you're the primary, joint, whatever. The point is that it is absolutely your responsibility to raise that child. Hopefully it's to raise them with good character and good morals. And when you behave in a way that, you know, is going to hurt that lesson and that teaching, I just don't get it. I don't understand how people can sit there and justify whatever their actions are that they're doing regarding raising those children. And the specific case I want to talk about right now is actually about, you know, whose responsibility is it to provide for that child during those visitation times, whether it's with the primary or this, you know, the non-custodial parent. But you know, what happens during that time? And quite frankly, if you're accepting that time as far as your visitation and responsibility, then it's your responsibility to feed them, to clothe them, to, you know, do their homework, do all those things that you're supposed to do as a parent anyway. And I don't understand why people want a court to actually intervene and tell them how to take care of the kids. I don't know. I wish people would have to go through a parenting thing before they have children. The specific situation I wanted to go over was, you know, about school uniforms. Nowadays, that's more and more commonplace that schools require a uniform for all children, and, you know, those clothes that are needed to be able to satisfy that uniform requirement, when they're with you, it's your responsibility to purchase those and to make sure they're adequate, that, you know, they fit right, you know, to the best of your ability. Obviously, you know, there's always ways to get around that. There's thrift shopping and other discounts that you can go with to make sure that happens for your child. But, you know, that's one of those things. To me, it's just as necessary as, you know, providing a place to sleep, you know, clean water, shelter, food, doesn't matter, entertainment. All of those things are required to make sure your child has a healthy childhood. And that includes uniforms. Those are part of clothing. So I don't know what, you know, the argument is, or how to justify that, but, you know, child support doesn't cover that time that's with you. It only covers, you know, that percentage of time that the other person has. And so that time is not inclusive of the time that they're staying at your home. So if you're out there, you have to pay child support, please don't use that as an excuse. You're not doing anything but hurting the kids. You know, they need to be able to respect and love you for what you've done. And 20 years from now, you should be setting an example that makes that child aware of the fact that you love them and you did what you needed to do to make sure that they had, you know, a decent life, regardless of how your personal relationship with that other person went. Because let's face it, you know, you split up because you didn't get along and you couldn't get along, but you already made a promise to that child that you would do what you needed to do as a parent to take care of them. So hopefully, you know, anybody out there, whether you're the person who's, you know, being hard-headed and stubborn and doesn't want to provide and doesn't want to do things because it's outside of the law, or outside of whatever the court dictated to you, just act right. I mean, do what's right for your children. Quit being stubborn. Quit being an idiot. And do what you need to do to take care of your children. You already promised them. So with that, I'm gonna let you go. Hopefully, you know, that little bit helps somebody out there. Or if you're the person dealing with the other one, you know, I hope you don't get angry about it, or you know, get a call to action or something like that. The fact is, I'm just wanting to remind everybody to act appropriately and to treat your children with the love and the respect and the care that they deserve.